And so if you could just tell us a little bit about yourself and your writing, and kind of how you started, that'd be wonderful.
Yeah, I'm Candice Sue Patterson, and started writing when I was about 16 years old. I started with some classes through the Institute of Literature, and at my junior and senior year of high school, while I was in school. It was probably when I was around 30 that I decided, when my youngest son, I was home with him, that I was just going to pursue this seriously. I got an agent and I started uh, shopping things around, and it just happened.
Awesome. That is so cool.
Yeah, I am hybrid. My last few novels have been indie, but I have written for Pelican Book Group and Barber Publishers as well.
Yeah, what are some tips for people out there who are authors that are in the indie space right now that would love to be hybrid and have an agent and stuff like that? What advice do you have for them?
My biggest piece of advice would be to make sure that you're reading as much as you can in the genre that you want to write in. Really good to get a good handle on the formula that those genres have. And just don't be afraid of rejection. I still get them. I've been writing for 12, 13 years now. Book 15 comes out in October, and I still get
Wow.
rejections. So that's just part of the game. Take the feedback that you get and learn and grow and just keep trying.
So the book that we are featuring, can you tell us a little bit about it and the main characters and maybe how you got the idea?
Yeah. The Keys to Gramercy Park is part of Barber Publishing's Doors to the Past series. And it was my very first dual time novel that I had ever written. And it was super challenging to go back and forth between two different eras. I had a blast, though. It is about a man who, how do I say this? He has a very dark past,
Okay.
and so it starts out in the historical time period, and then in the present day, they're trying to solve the mystery of the past. So it's set in Manhattan in the Gramercy Park area, and I had discovered that realistically, Gramercy Park has a iron gate around it, and the only people that can actually go in are the people who own property in Gramercy Park.
Oh,
They have to pay a very big fee yearly to have access to this park.
oh
I
wow.
want to say it's like around $5,000. So the only people that get the keys to go in are the rich. And so that just intrigued me.
Yep.
And so I get to researching, and the only time that the doors have been open to the public were during World War II when they were having riots in the area and they let the soldiers stay there.
Oh
Um,
wow.
and so I thought there's just a mystery here. So I created one, and the people in the present day have to solve the mystery of um, this big tragedy that happened within Gramercy Park. And
Oh,
so
yeah.
it involves politics and it involves
Well,
romance. It bounces back and forth, and it's a page turner.
and so you got inspired by actual history and stuff for it. So you ended up doing a lot of research. So how did that research process look for you?
Um, there was a lot to it, and it was hard to decide what to keep and what and use in the novel, and what was not necessary. But it actually used to be a piece of swampland in
Oh,
the middle of New York City.
pers-
And somebody came in, they filled it in and created this space for the rich and famous. And so some of the most rich people in history owned property at Gramercy Park.
wow. So like their houses were in that area.
Yeah, so you've got the park, and then their houses kind of the surround it in a square around it.
Hey, oh my goodness. Okay. And so that kind of started out back about when? Like,
1840s, I think, is when they filled in the swampland, and
wow. And now there's still the rich and famous living there.
yeah, pretty much. I mean, I think maybe the cheapest home around there's $6 or $8 million. So
Wow. That
yeah.
is insane. Oh my goodness. Well, I love that. I love that you got inspired by that and did a dual timeline and everything. That's really cool too. I love books that are like that. So, did you run into any difficulties with that, having like that t dual timeline in there, or?
I did. I originally was going to just do chapter by chapter and bounce back and forth, and I discovered that my brain just couldn't handle that. So I plotted everything out ahead of time, and then I wrote all of the historical scenes first, and then went back and did all the contemporary. And then I write within Scrivener, so you can just kind of drag and drop your scenes where you want them. And so I just pieced everything together afterwards. But I actually there was one piece of the timeline that didn't quite work out, and I didn't catch it, and my editor didn't catch it, and my critique partners didn't catch it. And right at the very last minute, right before they got ready to send it to publication, I just happened to put pieces together. And so I had to email them and be like, "Hold on, we got to fix this real quick." And so thankfully
Okay.
we were able to do that. But
Okay,
there was so
good.
much bouncing back and forth and so much to it that just it slipped past all of us. So that was challenging,
And
yeah.
then if you were to go on a road trip, what number one book would you bring with you? It's like a book that you keep going back to over the years, a comfort read. Yeah.
Oh, one book that always just stands out to me is Tamara Alexander's A Note Yet Unsung. Um,
Oh.
it's a historical romance, and I go back to that every few years and reread it. I just think it's an awesome book.
And when it comes to working on a new project, do you feel like you are like a plot person where the plot comes first or the character comes first?
Each story's a little different. I would say the characters probably start in my mind first, but I have gotten to the point where I have to plot everything out ahead of time just because it makes the writing process faster if I sit down and
Sure.
know what I need to write that day. So I'm not naturally a plotter. I'm more of a pantser, but I've had to
Okay.
train myself to plot.
Right. And do you have a certain plotting method that you use?
Um, Not necessarily. There are some books that I go back to and kind of look over if I have like a long stretch. Sometimes I'll take a few months break in between books, and so sometimes I'll refer back to
So,
those
like,
books.
what is the day in the life of writer Candice? So, like, how's your writing days look?
When my youngest son, he's the only one that's home now, when he's in school, I do put in an 8 hour day of writing as if I was
Wow.
uh, working outside the home. So
Cool.
um, I spend a certain amount of time writing and then I stop, have lunch, and then spend a certain amount of time, working on social media posts or my website or filling book orders, things like that.
And are you working on anything new currently, right now?
I am. I have a new Christmas romance coming out in October.
Oh,
Uh,
fun.
Christmas in Granite Harbor, and it's set in the fictional town of Granite Harbor, Maine.
Oh,
And it is
fun.
centered around the town's first female harbor master and a lobsterman.
Oh, fun. So, is it kind of like a what genre for romance is it?
It's contemporary romance.
Okay.
I kind of describe it as if Hallmark were to do a movie set in a fishing village with a lobsterman and a harbor master, this would be it. So
I love that. That is so unique and fun. I bet it was fun to write.
it was. It was
Oh,
very fun. Yeah. And Maine's my happy place. So I always enjoy
it's so
getting to
beautiful.
stay there
Yes.
for a little while. So.
Oh my goodness. That's cool. Can you, since we're on the road trip, if people were going to be coming to your state for, like an adventure or vacation, what places would you recommend they definitely have to check out?
Well, let's see. I live in Indiana. Indianapolis has all kinds of different great museums. We have the Indianapolis Zoo, the big baseball field. That's always fun. We have some great state parks if you love to hike.
Hmm, cool.
Some of them even have some waterfalls to check out. Um, we have a few historical places here, not a ton, but that you can go and visit. And so, um, Southern Indiana, where I live, has a lot of farmland and cornfields and Amish country.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Cool. I love that. And do you find that you end up putting in Indiana into your own books and stuff too, like getting inspired by your state and whatnot and culture?
I did in my novel Saving Mrs. Roosevelt. It's a World War II story. When I was doing research for that, I found that because it's centered around the Coast Guard Spars, which was the first female reserve of the Coast Guard. And
Cool.
I found that the director for the Spars was actually Dean of Women at Purdue at the time. And Purdue
Oh,
is in Indiana, big college here. And so that was how I was able to tie some Indiana history into that
cool.
book.
And so then where can people find your books and find out more about you?
My website, CandiceSuePatterson.com, is the best place to find me, get more information. I do have a website where I sell signed paperbacks with free book swag. And
Cool.
then of course, I'm on social media, Instagram, Facebook, Threads.
Well, I hope that you have a great rest of your day, Candace, and it was so nice chatting with you.
Yes, you too. Thanks for having me.
Most definitely. And I'll let you know when I start reading your book. I can't wait to read it.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, most definitely. Talk to you later.
See ya.
See ya. Thanks for riding shotgun on the Romance Reading Road Trip. I'm so excited for you to be joining this journey with us. Be sure to go down to the video description below and sign up for the passport. You're not going to want to miss out on it.